More on the January 8th statement and calls for the party's renewal. We're joined now by ANC veteran Omry Makgoale. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. We heard the president leading up to this statement, he issued a rather bullish warning as he addressed the party's pre-January 8th celebration gala dinner last night, saying there's no longer any room left for those who are opposed to the renewal process and those who want to sow seeds of divisions. What's your reaction? I mean, what went through your mind as you heard the president make those utterances?
I think the president is aware of the problems. As to whether he's got the solutions, I'm not very sure about that, because the idea of renewal, unless we have steps in place on what we mean by renewal, it might not take place, this renewal, because it's more to do with the steps that will be taken and how will that renewal process be undertaken, rather than to the statements and, declarations or resolution. It's the steps that will be taken. I don't know whether those steps will be taken by the current NEC.
And with those questions in mind, the stakes, as you and I speak, are pretty high, especially given the matter of months away from 2024 and elections. What do you think the repercussions could be should the renewal process fail, as those steps perhaps won't be outlined as well as they should be?
Look, the situation is dire for ANC. In 2024 we're going to general elections, and the situation doesn't look rosy for ANC. We believe that, from where I stand, I believe that unless we reform the parliamentary electoral laws so that we can allow the citizens of South Africa to directly elect their members of parliament, the current NEC, I don't think, would be in a position to renew the ANC to a level where in 2024 it will be in good condition. I doubt that.
Do you think it has to do with the composition of the current NEC, or is it perhaps the long history of maladministration and disunity and factionalism?
Look, it's a long process from the time of former President Mbeki. From that time up to now, it has been going down. It is deteriorating. So basically, it's not really now. But I think unless we change how we elect members of parliament, the current NEC of 80 members or 87 members that are there, most of them are actually contaminated. Most of them are mentioned in the Zondo Commission report in a negative light. And I don't think that this current NEC would be in a position to clean themselves, those that are implicated in the Zondo Commission. I don't think they've got the courage to clean themselves, or they'll be in a position to clean themselves. So as long as those that are mentioned in the Zondo Commission report are there in the NEC, we can expect very little from this NEC in terms of renewal. That is my view.
Yeah. What do you make of the number of young people and perhaps the level of influence that they could have there?
I think that the question, is not about the young age or the old age. It's more about integrity of the individuals. It's more about the integrity, the ethical behavior of the individuals, the skills of the competence of the individual. That is what is more important, You can have many young people, but if they are crooks, it doesn't help with the fact that they are young. You see, what we want ethical people and with competence, with skills that are required to take the country forward, rather than the question of age and whether it's young or old, We don't think that is the main issue. We think the main issue, as we say, we should reform the parliamentary laws and introduce Dr. Van Zyl's about parliamentary electoral reforms, so that majority of the members of parliament are directly elected by the citizens. It is the citizens of South Africa that will clean the government, that will clean the state, and that will ultimately clean the ANC. The ANC, as it is at the moment, it does not have the capacity to clean itself. I don't think this NEC will clean the ANC because, as I say, most of those 80 who are in that NEC have been implicated in the Zondo Commission report. And you see, when they are implicated in Zondo Commission's report in a negative light, I don't think they can clean themselves. I don't think so.
So with the multiple crises facing South Africa, including the ANC's failures and the calls made by President Cyril Ramaphosa for decisive action, I mean, today he cautioned that dissent would no longer be tolerated without the repercussions. How much confidence do you think the president has now to indeed follow through on ensuring accountability? Because he seemed a little more invigorated. I mean, given the fact that his so-called slate won 5 of the 7 top official posts at last month's conference.
Yes, look, I think the president appears invigorated, but as to whether he's got the team to do what he wants to do, I don't know whether he's got that team. As I say, these 80 members of NEC, for me, they don't look very promising. And I doubt if they will have the courage and the will to actually make some of these transformations requirements. I doubt. But you know, I tend to be proved wrong. But this NEC, 80%, with 80 members NEC, most of them contaminated in the Zondo Commission report, implicated in various things. I don't know if there will be an opportunity to clean the state or they clean the ANC. I doubt, personally. But I mean, I should be proved wrong if it's possible. Yes. But I doubt.
Thank you so much. Thanks for weighing in and giving us your view there. ANC veteran Omry Makgoale giving us his sense of what he makes of the current remarks that were made by the president this afternoon and, of course, what the future looks like.